Good evening. Thank you all for coming. And a big round of applause for Julie for putting this together. It's the first time I come on stage on a comedy club without having to be introduced. You all know me. And I feel your love. Who doesn't love their pot deal? I mean doctor. And I like to start with explaining what 420 means. I am a California girl. And back in 71, that's maybe before my time, just kidding, that a bunch of high school kids were in this San Rafael High School. There's a farm in the back that grew a secret plot of weed. And the kids after school would get together secretly and went over and smoke weed and get high. And their code was 420, that was the time. And they would meet at the Louis Pasteur statue. So it's 420 Louis. But after a while, the Louis got dropped and 420 stuck. And that's how we got 420. And I am so happy that Florida legalized medical use, all right? And I know I disappointed some of you because I don't sell product in my office. And I don't even give out free products. And some of you are even upset that you have to pay the state $75 and then pay my fee and show up at the dispensary and have to buy your medicine. If you are one of those, you've been on prescription medication too long. You're so used to going up to the drugstore and get your Oxys and your Adderall and your Xanax and have your insurance pay for it. And that is normal. But walking up to a dispensary and have to pay cash for your medication, that's a new experience, yeah? All right, so when I first started here in Florida, you guys weren't even allowed to smoke. That was like going to a new Starbucks that opened in your neighborhood after a long wait to find that they only sell caffeine concentrate. I want my caffeine concentrate with extra mocha and 3 turbinado sugar. Just not the same. And speaking about sugar, C6, H12C06, I was a chemistry major. I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry. But face it, I am not going to live long enough to know all the chemicals in weed. I'll let Julie explain to you all the extraction process, and I'll let the younger chemists figure about this. THC, CBD, CBN, CBGBs. I'll just stick with the plant, the bud, the flower, the weed. And a lot of you are hesitant to smoke. You come to me and say, oh, Dr. Ching, I don't want to smoke and get high. Smoking is not what got you high. It's those molecules. You can take a pill, you can take drops, you can rub it on your skin, and we even have suppositories for you. Who thought of that? But you can't smoke? Come on. So, and speaking of smoking, it's just like with going to the airport with the TSA pre-check. You just go through and get high faster. Speaking of TSA, I am from Hong Kong. And Hong Kong exists because China lost an opium war. All right? So back in 1996, Purdue Pharma came up with this opioid, OxyContin. And they told everybody it's not addictive. Hello? I'm not upset that patients get addicted. I'm not even surprised that the pharmaceutical lied to us. But I am working among physicians, educated people, who bought that bullshit and started prescribing without a second thought. What kind of idioid doctors we have among me? So, speaking of opioids and alcohol, they're downers, and if you're used to being on downers, I can understand you don't want to get high. But come on, lighten up! Lighten up! Doctor's order. And what's the worst side effect? I've never seen anybody OD on weed. What's the worst thing that happened to you? You get stoned. How bad can that be, huh? And after all that, Florida, I have years of experience in California. I've seen thousands of patients, and I spy with my own two eyes how a miracle drug marijuana is. But when I come to Florida, your lawmaker sort of threw a bunch of alphabet in a lotto and drew up alphabets. ALS, HIV, PTSD, you get picked. ADHD, oh, nope, you get no part. Who decide that, right? And so as a doctor, my trick is to treat and diagnose my patients and to follow the law and make everybody qualify. You get a card, you get a card, you get a card. And who doesn't get a card? Anxiety. If you smoke weed and it doesn't mellow you from your stress and anxiety, you're smoking the wrong grass. So if you have headaches and cramps, ladies, chronic pain does not qualify. But according to Dr. Peggy, your symptoms is interfering with your boyfriend's sex life, and therein causing you PTSD. Now you qualify! And all the sex lives that I've saved. And who's calling who? I know, it's probably Seth calling me. He does that every single time. So, can you answer it? Just... Are you familiar with my assistant Seth? Any of you dealing with my office? Yes. Yeah. I sincerely hope that he stopped telling people that I have 40 plus years of doctoring experience. That made him 7 years old when I got my doctor license, which is utterly impossible according to my Facebook profile. And it is easy for comics to tell jokes about marijuana, yeah? You can make fun of potheads all day long, but to talk seriously about marijuana and make you laugh, that takes talent. Thank you, applause break even. And we have a list of very talented comics tonight to entertain you, and some of them may be even funnier because of the medication that I prescribe them. Am I right? But I'm not telling because of HIPAA. My lips are sealed. But I don't know about Seth, and he's not here. A pound of chem dog may get him to talk. Or BJ. Especially anal. He'll spill everything. See, he's not going to defend himself. Too bad. So, I am going to end with talking about the downside of smoking weed. What? Oops. Yeah, smoking weed has downside? Uh-huh. I will draw your attention to the 7-page consent form that you all signed on page 7, paragraph 2. Addiction. Do you remember how many percent risk of addiction? You're all drawing a blank. You didn't read your consent form. Neither did I. 10%. 10% my foot. 100%. Have you seen yourself at the dispensary to pick up and find that your order has expired? Huh? Ooh, you get very, very, what is the word? Very uptight. And I have seen Seth wake up before his first toke in the afternoon, and cannabis withdrawal can get ugly. But don't worry, do not worry. A weed habit is not gonna lead to dick sucking to sustain. On the other hand though, weed may get you so horny that you would be willing to suck dick and you're not even gay. And there are weeds so badass that made me want my dick sucked. And I don't even have one. Made you look. Now don't forget, the reason we are here tonight, the main reason is for Jennifer. I FaceTimed with her last night, and I totally, sincerely, with all my heart, wish her to get well. Just visualize how she's going to recover. And can you imagine how great it is going to be for the pot industry? And for her too. Yes, for her. All right, and I know Jesus was a healer. And if he comes back, he's just probably going to be one of my colleagues, another Jewish doctor in Boca Raton. And I know he's alcohol friendly because he turned water into wine. But is he going to be 420 friendly? Then he can come to my backyard and turn all my crabgrass into some good shit.